I ask them, what did I just say? They have no idea. Yeah. I'm looking at that to see where the wax is on that tooth, because there's no indication here. It looks straight. So I'm going to put it on there. Gotcha. Make sure they're down. Okay. Now that's not down. I can see that it's open here, so I gotta turn that clasp a little bit because it's a tight turn. I want to make sure it's stuck right to the tooth. Came up a little bit. Sometimes they come up. So I'm gonna wet my finger or my thumb. Make it down. Okay. So I want to. It's all gonna be one unit. So I'm gonna take and put my wax, and I want it to flow in there. I don't know if you can see that, but it just flows in there. It's hot enough. It's kind of like a solder joint. See how it flowed right down through there? Sealing all that together. Seal it here. That's going to go around the clasp, and I want it to meet this other part here. This is what I call minor connector. This is the major connector. This is the minor connector. These are the pieces that get joined together. Okay. I want to get this good and hot. Make sure that this gets joined right there. Didn't quite do it that time, but get in there. Okay. If I don't join them together, then there's going to be a hole there. This isn't like an acrylic mold. There's a space behind here. It won't pass. Alright, so now I got a unit. 2 clasps, 4 arms, 2 rests. Sticky shit. Okay. So on this side, I'm going to do what they call a roach arm. I'm going to use this type of clasp. I don't care how big your tooth is, I only use one size clasp. There is a bigger one. Now this one's going to, the Y is going to go in there, it's going to come straight down, it's going to go this way, and I want to take it over to here, the width of the bicuspid. Because I'm going to set that bicuspid in between there. So I'll put this on here. I had to put it right on the bottom. I'm going to take the clasp and make sure it goes into the undercut. Gotta widen it a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. And this is going to come straight down. Take a bend. Come up. Now, it doesn't make it all the way to there, but that's okay. So I'm going to add to it. I got my width. Make sure that's stuck down good. Put this on here. I'm just going to connect the two. I want to get a good hot wax so it slips underneath there. And I want enough strength, and I'm probably going to come in on 1 square. So I come in on 1 square. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing the other side, but I'm not going to use this. I'm going to do an eye bar. I'm just going to use a regular clasp. And I know it's going to go right there, right? So I want to go from here all the way over to here. I'm going to connect it there. I'm going to connect it to that meshwork. When we cast this, it's all one piece of metal, and if it's not connected, it won't be on the metal. So I'm just going to put this. This is going to go straight down. Right. I'm going to make sure I got it stuck in there. I'm going to come down on the tissue. I'm going to turn it over this way. Come up. Right next to that meshwork. Right in between the meshwork and that other tooth. Fairly close to that tooth. Let's stick it down. Okay, now this thing here, it actually has a rest here and a rest here, so I'm going to connect all that. rest right there. A little higher. There we go. See how it flowed down in there? Flow it in there so it attaches to that one. Make this all one piece. I have to put it where it goes. It ain't gonna go where I want it to. I have to put it there. There's going to be a little rest here, so I'll put a little wax there, put a little wax in between here, go right into there. Okay, this side is also going to have a rest, but I think what I'm going to do is put it in there with the green stuff. Okay. Got all those connected. I'm going to try to smooth them out. I just noticed that this came up. This is a short clasp. I'm going to have to watch that when I go to cast on them. I'm going to look at all these clasps just before we pour up the mold and make sure these are all down. Because if they bend out and they come out, which they can, because we're going to leave them overnight, gotta make sure they're down. So now I want a good transition between here and here, and here and here. I'm going to be making a finishing line here. Looking at a little detail here that just missed a little bit. Okay, we're going to have a palatal bar here, and it's going to be the thickness of this, but I want to make it just a little thicker, so I'm just going to take this, and I'm going to lay a little piece of wax in here like that, see? I'm just going to make that just a little thicker, so give it some strength, because this is all open-ended, so I'm going to paste up wax right into there, paste the sticky stuff right into here, everywhere I want to go, right into that post down, up there, right into there, around here, up into here, and around here. Now, it's going to be a little difficult because normally I had dark blue wax. And I would put it in there so I would see it. Now I'm going to put this on here and I don't know if I can see it or not. I don't want to put pencil in there because that's carbon, and carbon will mess this up. So I'll just put that on a dirty bench, but I'll clean it up. Get a lot of little sand, so I'm going to heat this up a little bit. I don't want to do this side, I just want to do this side. I just want to warm it up so it's a little pliable. This is not plastic, this is wax. Okay, so if I press my finger on it, I'm going to make an impression on it, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to... This is open-ended here, so I'm going to open that up. And I may want to close that to spread that because I don't want any wrinkles here. I'm going to very gently get that going in there. Okay, so I can see that little pink line in there. So this is going to be like making a base plate. Just going to trim this close to it. I don't have to worry too much because I'm going to trim it later and I'm going to come up in between those teeth. I think I want that to come up here and join that. I'm going to go over to that tooth here, because I want metal to go up in here. I'm going to come down this line here. And you see my little pink line. Now I can cut all the way on this. Alright. Just going to take this little section out. Go over to here. come out here. Try not to go inside that pink line. Pull that off. Okay. I got a rest there. I gotta move this over a little bit. What I'm gonna do is just, I'm gonna come out of here. I'm just chipping it away now is what I'm doing. So now I'm gonna tackle this finishing line right here. I'm gonna go on top, like about there, just into that meshwork where I see that. So I'm just gonna come and cut a nice finishing line. Okay, now I got metal, meshwork, and that's where I'm gonna put the acrylic, and this is where two are gonna blend together. So I got a little rest here. I want to come down, make sure that's stuck there. Come that way. And this is where I would take my little eraser. And I want to be in there, in that little corner there. So I'm just going to add a little bit right there. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here. And there's my finishing line. I'm going to come down to it. There's my saddle. I can see it right here. I'm just going to come in here and trim that out, okay? I'm also going to trim that out. Alright, and I can just randomly cut into it. This is going to be up here and low, so I'm going to cut down here. I'm just cutting with the heat. Alright. I haven't stuck that yet, so I'm just going to take a look. See where that finishing line is. Comes down into there. So I'm going to come here, go down, and come up. Cut a little deeper. Alright. Now I'm going to make a finishing line here, right here. This is going to be the hardest one. I'm going to come down, meet that one, pull that out. Okay. Just stop for a second.